everyone, this is Misha from Made Up Me Search, and today I'm going to be talking about drugstore products that truly impressed me. These launches or products that I kind of rediscovered are just things that I've been obsessed with. I love them, and I think there's a certain amount of innovation in them that I feel like you should know about. First, I'm going to start with a foundation. I do not really have any primers that caught my eye that much, but I definitely do have a skin tint that I've been using more than the others, and the skin tint is the NYX Buttermelt Glaze. I feel like everything Buttermelt from NYX is like some of the best stuff that I've ever used. I have the shade 2, Vanilla Bean Butter. This is an incredibly lightweight and just amazing skin tint. It makes you look so alive. It really just melts into the skin to the point where you don't even feel like you need to powder it at all. But even for a full face, even for like a very natural glam, this works amazingly for me. And I also love that it has the added SPF 30, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, SPF 30. So that is always a plus. And also the lasting power on this is absolutely unexpectedly good. So I cannot say enough good things about the skin tint. And even though it says to be soft glow skin tint, so you'd really expect a lot of glow, at least I would, it's really not that glowy. It does give you like a very nice natural sheen. So if you are someone who doesn't really like wearing makeup that looks, you know, too much like makeup, I feel like you would really like this. I do have a concealer next, and this one is not really new, but it's one that I came back to and I love it even more than I did before, and it is the Essence Skin Loving Sensitive Concealer. I do remember using this when it came out and I absolutely loved it. It has one of these like very lightweight serumy formulas, so it spreads like butter. It's incredibly nice on the skin. It's really hydrating but not like too glowy, too dewy, and I love this shade. This is the shade 10 Light, and it's the perfect neutral highlighty shade for me. I love it, and I bought it again recently and I just cannot stop using it. I feel like for your everyday look, this is really all you need in terms of coverage. It's not too heavy, so it doesn't stay weird on the skin. Really, it's just like all advantages. You see, everything is covered, everything is nicely brightened, but it's not like super heavy, cakey or anything. If you look really up close, I feel like you can tell that, you know, there's still some discoloration, there's still the fine lines, because those are just not going anywhere. But it's definitely a really nice looking and feeling concealer. And yeah, I do believe it is for sensitive skin and sensitive eyes. Like, it never gave me any issues. It doesn't sting my eyes, it doesn't burn or anything. It's amazing. I did recommend it to quite a few people, and I don't think any of them didn't like it. So I would definitely recommend this to you as well. Next, I want to talk about my favorite under eye setting powder. I feel like I have mentioned this powder 1,000 times on this channel already. It is the No. 7 Flawless Finishing Pressed Powder. It is available in the UK as far as I know, and it's just the best under eye setting powder and just like targeted setting powder for anything. I don't really set my whole face with it. I don't really know why, but I feel like it doesn't pick up that well on a fluffy brush. But it definitely picks up very well on a puff. So I'm just going to take a small powder puff, gonna rub it in, tap out the excess, and go in under my eyes. It is one of those powders that is definitely matte, but it's not super flat or dry looking, and it just works well with most of my under eye concealers, so I really cannot complain. And I usually just use it to set the center of my face as well. Also, it doesn't flash back, it just mattifies really nicely, stays matte for a really long time, and it's also super lightweight, so one of my definitely favorite powders. Now for the rest of my face, I do want to give a shout out again to the Catrice Magic Shine Eraser. I do not use this as often as I could because I still don't have like a full faith in it, but I gotta say that this like gel to powder formula that is also clear has absolutely convinced me that they are working with some serious innovation, and I feel like that's all I want to see in the drugstore right now. So this is definitely like one of the most innovative products I've seen in a while. So I'm just going to use this to set the rest of my face, and I'm going to do that with a puff as well. I feel like especially with a skin tint like this one, you don't really need to set it a lot. So for that, this type of product is actually perfect. Now for the rest of my face, before we go to eyes or anything, I do have the NYX Buttermelt powders. I gotta say, these have been like some of the best powders I've seen in the drugstore for a while. I'm gonna start with a bronzer. I have the shade Buttercup, which is a light neutral. And I do love a good neutral bronzer. I feel like a lot of bronzers in the drugstore go kind of orange, kind of a little too warm for me, but this is just the perfect shade. It is very pigmented, so you really need just a bit. And it does give you like the most beautiful, buttery, silky, slightly glowy bronzed finish. I feel like that's the biggest strength it has. That is not completely flat. In a way, I think it's similar to the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, not just because of the name, but also because of the effect. But look how natural and beautiful this looks. Okay, and now for the blushes, I'm gonna try the newest shade that I have of the NYX Buttermelt blush, which is Butter Together. And it's supposed to be just a soft pink, and it's really a beautiful shade. Again, it's very sheeny. You can probably see that it does have like a nice reflect to it. And again, it's super pigmented. So I'm just gonna pick up a very tiny bit. I really like this shade. I feel like it's super subtle, just like a nice everyday pink. Now let's talk about eyes. I do have a lot of really nice sparkly things, so the look is gonna be very incohesive and very shimmery. So first I wanna give shout out to MOIRA, which is a new brand that is available in Rossmann. I don't know how new they are actually, but they are newly available here in Czech Republic, and they do have a lot of different products, starting with like, you know, cheeks, blushes, highlighters, but they do have a lot of eye stuff. So one of the things that I was most impressed by from them is this Starshow shadow pot in the shade Eureka. And it does come with like a little stopper, as these wet formulas usually do. It is like a really pretty, almost like gunmetal gray shimmer. It is absolutely stunning. In different lights, it kind of has like a pink hue to it. Really pretty, really pigmented too. So I think I'm actually going to start with that one. And I'm going to put it onto like the outer part of the eye. It's like a very versatile product. You can apply it with anything you want. And this is how it looks with a flat brush. You can see it's really intense and really reflective and metallic. I think if you wanted to, you could apply like a more sheer layer. But I really like it like this full force metallic. And even like when it's off the light and you don't see the reflect, you can see that like purpley gray hue I was talking about. And I think that looks just really pretty, even like this. Really one of the best eyeshadows I've seen in the drugstore in a long time. I feel like this is something that is like kind of close to ColourPop, which is something we do not have here. So it's definitely like a good dupe for that very shimmery, shiny, smooth formula. Next, I want to talk about these. These are the Catrice Cosmetics Pearlfection eyeshadow sticks. I did also record like a little reel about these because I was so excited about them. And I do have 2 shades of these. And just to show you, like, these are also very nice and reflective. They are really good formula, super lightweight. If you let them fully set and dry, they do not budge at all. So it's one of those products you can use even without an eyeshadow primer because you know it's not going to go anywhere. So I think I'm just going to take the purple one, which is in the shade Sparkles of Pearls, and I'm going to put that on my lower lash line. This is, by the way, like a little hack that I do, is use eyeshadow sticks on the bottom. If eye pencils don't seem to stick that well, eyeshadow stick usually will. So now that we have these, I want to talk about the last eye product that I have, which is from Essence, and I was blown away by these, honestly. These are the Jelly Jewels Glitter Eyeshadow Toppers. I have both shades that they have. The first one is called Golden Glam, and it is like a cool toned gold almost. And the second one is called Celestial Shimmer, and this one is more of like your traditional white base, iridescent blue and purple and pink glitters. So for this look, I almost feel like I want to do the iridescent one, although I do like the gold one a little bit more. These are the pots open. You can tell that there's definitely a difference in the little reflect. They're kind of like jelly putty when you put your brush into them. They're kind of springy a little bit. This is the iridescent one. I'm not sure how much you can see the pink and blue reflect, but it's definitely there. And this is the gold one. As you can see, it is a little bit more, not really warm toned, but it's a little bit more yellowy. It's still very cool toned. And looking at them side by side, I think I might want to go for the gold. I'm sorry, I just like the gold a little bit better. It's a really, really pretty and unique gold. It's like a perfect balance between gold and silver, and I really appreciate that. Because it's so hard to find products that are like gold adjacent, but not fully yellow gold on you. And if you have a neutral skin tone like me, this is the kind of gold that you want to go for and that you're really gonna appreciate. Again, it really depends on how you apply this. You can go very intense, you can go very sparse. Here I'm trying to match the energy of the other eyeshadow, so I'm kind of packing it on. But if you go in with like a little bit of a fluffier brush, you can definitely place it a little bit more sparsely, a bit more strategically. But it's just so pretty. I think these are like the best thing Essence did in terms of eyeshadow in like, I don't know, like a really long time. And also the amount you get, it does say 4.2 grams, but you don't really know what that is. But if you look at the pot, like actually the mass of the product you get is huge compared to what you use. You literally just kind of like touch your brush with it. These are actually kind of the reason why I did this video in the first place. So I just added some mascara to this because I feel like it's already a mess. I don't want to add anything else. We do have a little bit of fallout and I'm not entirely sure who caused it. But I think it could have been the silver shadow as I was packing it on a lot. The one on the outer corner. However, we're very sparkly and it's looking great. And all of these products are actually really long wearing. One thing about the Essence toppers is that they do not really have any fallout. And even when they dry down, it's not like they're going to start falling, you know, apart in some time. No, they do not really crease on me at all and they do not fall out at all, which I love about them. So this is all the eye products. Now let's talk highlighter. I do actually have two highlighters I want to talk about. The first one is again from the Catrice Pearlfection collection. This is the shade Chalier. And it's supposed to be clearly like a dupe for the Rare Beauty highlighter. But these are so beautiful and buttery. It's like a really smooth formula. I'm not sure if they're baked or not. But definitely they are just beautiful. There it is. This one is like a little bit more, you know, like my skin color. So it is really nice if you just want to wear something super subtle that doesn't really look... I mean, it is intense, but it doesn't really look out of place when it comes to shade. So you can really just wear this on your bare skin. So now if I put it on this side, you can tell that it's definitely a pretty intense highlighter if you want it to be. But the shade is just so nice. It like really melts with my skin. I cannot stop using it. I'm really glad I got it. When I saw it, I was like, do I really need another highlighter? But honestly, this one is a whole different level. And a second highlighter I want to talk about is this new Essence and Superman collaboration. Like, how freaking random is that? But this product really stood out to me and it was sold out almost everywhere. And when I finally got my hands on it, I kind of understood why. So this is their jelly highlighter stick. It is, of course, a stick highlighter, but it is one of those like very soft jelly ones. So it is like, yeah, it's like nicely squishy. And the shade is again really pretty. You can see it's almost tinted. I'm always a little bit confused on how to apply this. I usually just swipe it on my face, but that's when I wear it on my bare face. So I'm gonna start with a brush. And if it doesn't build up enough, we can just go straight in. I don't think this is enough, so I'm just gonna add it a bit more. And with this one, you can definitely tell that there's a little bit more like a base color to it. So if you are very fair, this is going to be more like a glowy blush than just a highlighter. But I feel like I can just about get away with it. You cannot really see like a super intense streak or anything. But yeah, as I already said, I think the formula is incredible. You don't really see stuff like this for this price. And it's just really nice. It sits well. It dries down so it doesn't get everywhere. It's really nice and cooling. It's super easy to apply in the stick. And I just really like it. I kind of wish they did more shades. I feel like this is a bit too dark for very fair skin and a bit too light for darker skin than mine. So I'm not sure, but I do think it looks absolutely beautiful. And now I want to talk about lips. First, I want to talk about this lip liner, mostly about the color, not really about the formula. I really wanted to give a shout out to the She Color and Style, which is DM's own brand, that does a lot of makeup that, in my opinion, is quite mediocre, and I never really liked any of their stuff. But this lip liner in particular, the formula is not bad. It's a very standard lip liner, but what I really want to rave about is the color. Look at this. This is not a color you see in the drugstore. This is like a truly cool toned, purple toned, nude, purpley brown. It's so beautiful. You don't really see colors like that anywhere, let alone drugstore for this price. So I was super excited when I saw it. It is a little bit on the drier side, but I gotta say the color just really got me, and I want to see more of that in the affordable section of the drugstore. I didn't really want to line my lips, but I think now I will. So I just lined my lip a little bit. I think this is one of the shades that is kind of like deep enough and cool enough for me to really pull off nicely. If it was a bit darker, I don't think it would look that great on me, but I think it looks pretty good. Second product I have is the Maybelline Superstay Teddy Tint. Listen, this is so good. But this shade specifically, it's called Knee High, and it is a little bit cooler in person than it translates on the camera. But it's definitely like one of the most fun shades they have of this. Otherwise, it's just, you know, reds and pinks and stuff. But this one is the only one that kind of stood out to me as like a little bit more cool toned, a little bit more purple toned, just a really nice cool pink. So this one is kind of in the same category as your usual like blurry lip tints. But this one specifically is super long wearing. It does have that similar texture actually to the Superstay matte lipsticks, but a little bit lighter, a little bit more plushy, and a little bit less dry. This is really nice with that lip liner. Okay, like not the way I would wear it normally, but it does look amazing. It does have like that soft matte plushy look. It does dry down a bit, so right now it's still like, you know, kind of wet, and it's gonna dry down more and look a little bit more matte, but it's still not uncomfortable. And the last product that I have, which I'm gonna put on in a minute once this dries down, is the e.l.f. Glow Reviver Lip Oil. I have to talk about this again. This is probably the best lip oil I've ever tried. It has the right amount of pigment, it has the right amount of slip. It's kind of like a gloss, but not really. And it's just so beautiful. Like honestly, this brown shade specifically, where am I gonna swatch this? Oh my god. It doesn't look like super pigmented, but it's like the most beautiful, just nude, beigey lip I have ever used. It's so good. So I'm just gonna put that on top. However, all three of these, absolutely incredible, amazing. Texture-wise, formula-wise, color-wise, whatever, all of them are great and I would highly recommend them. And now, last but not least, I was so excited when I saw this, and I do have a different one, and I might do a comparison because they're both from the DM drugstore, but this is the Trended Up Protect and Set Over Makeup Spray with SPF 50. Finally, it's happening. Finally, we're getting SPF over makeup that is actually usable. So it is supposed to be broad spectrum protection, up to 8 hours. I'm not really sure that's a thing, but you know. And it's extra waterproof, and it does have like a makeup fixing effect, which is very interesting. I'm going to spray this all over my face now. Oh, the mist is incredible. It smells really good. That's the first thing I would like to say. Kind of watermelon-y. It's nice. It's pleasant. It's definitely not scentless, but it doesn't smell like sunscreen. Honestly, the look and feel on my face is the same. It's like nothing. That's incredible. It doesn't really feel like much. It's not oily. It's not slippery or too glowy. It's a little bit glowy, but I feel like on the face, it translates a little bit more like nothing. It's nice that you can definitely feel it on the face when you're spraying it on. Sometimes when the mist is too fine, you cannot really feel it. But this feels great. This feels and looks amazing. Absolutely stunning. And other than that, this is the whole look. So this is everything that I wanted to talk about today. These are the products that I think are the most fun, innovative, I don't know, just really nice in the drugstore at the moment. And that is all I have to say about them. Like this video if you want to see the SPF comparison, and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos like this. And I will see you in the next one. Bye!